Hey guys! So, I've said for a while that I'm gonna do Yu-Gi-Oh videos, and today is gonna be the first day I do that. So I'm gonna go over Majespecter Performapal deck today. It's the deck that I currently have been playing. It's seen moderate playtesting, but not much in its current form, since it's changed a lot since the last ban list. But anyway, I'll let you guys see. So here we go. So we start with 2 Majespecter Raccoon Bunbuku. Search card for the Majespecter engine, pretty obvious. Also we play 1 cat for the same reason. And that can also be good material for your unicorn and your Majespecter traps. But anyway, those are your main searches for the deck. You also run the 2 fox and the 1 toad. Those are to search out your traps for the deck, which really are what keep the deck alive. And then the 1 unicorn. So unicorn, when it got sent to 1, it made a pretty big dent in the deck. Because it was a lot more balanced in Majespecters than it was when it was being used in other decks. But playing just 1 works. You can get out pretty quickly with Raccoon. Anyway, so that's it for the Majespecters. So next up for the Performapals, we play 1 Guitarl. Pretty obvious draw. Then 3 Odd Eyes Unicorn. This is your scale 8 for the deck, and it's generic, so you can summon anything in the deck. What's also nice is its pendulum effect, where you can make your monsters gain more attacks, so that helps you get over things you couldn't otherwise, like Chaos Max. Anyway. On the same idea of drawing, though, you've got your 2 Lizard Draw. So Lizard Draw is nice because it pops itself, because scale 6 isn't really good for this deck. That's why you play 2 of it and only 1 Guitarl, because you can just pop the Lizard Draw for a draw. Then you've got 1 Skullcrobat Joker. Your search, pretty obvious. 3 Pendulum Sorcerer. So when it got reprinted as a tin promo, that made it a lot easier to get this card, but even the secret rare has gotten pretty cheap now. So it's a lot easier to get than when it first came out, and it's really good because you can just pop itself and search. Its skill and pendulum effect are also pretty good. So then you've got 2 Partnaga. Partnaga is just a nice scale 3. And then you can also use it to make your other monsters gain attack, which again is something you're probably going to need in this deck. Then, finishing off the pendulums for Performapals, you have 2 Odd Eyes Light Phoenix. This one goes along with the attack gaining, but with its monster effect. It's also got a fairly nice scale 3. And then the last Performapal you play is 1 Second Donkey. That can grab you a search when you really need it. Next up, for some other pendulums, you've got the 1 Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. Pretty good, generally. With Odd Eyes Unicorn and Light Phoenix, that's the card you want to buff up, because it will do double battle damage. Then you've got 1 Oath Dragon and 1 Wisdom Eye. So Wisdom Eye brings out your Oath Dragon if you need it as a pendulum, because you don't need to pendulum summon any level 2s in this deck. But what's nice about Oath Dragon is that it's a wind-type spellcaster, so you can use it as a target for your Majespecter traps. So then you've got 1 Vector, 1 Master, 1 Luster. Pretty standard Draco Slayer engine. Gets you into your Ignister, Dinoster, everything you're going to need for that. And finally, 1 Archfiend Eccentric. So now for the spells, we play 1 Majesty's Pegasus, 2 Sky Iris, and 2 Terraforming. The reason we do that ratio is because Majesty's Pegasus, basically, if you don't get it first turn, you don't want to have it at all. Because it gets you to your Raccoon fast, but then once that's happened, you'd really rather have Sky Iris. So that's why we play 2 Sky Iris, 1 Majesties, and Terraforming, we run 2. Finally, 1 Draco Face-Off gets you to your Luster faster. That's it for the spells. Then we have our Majespecter traps, so that's 2 Tempest and 2 Tornado. Tempest is a Solemn, and you don't have to pay life points, you distribute to win Spellcaster, which of course all the Majespecters are, and also your Oath Dragon is one as well. Then Tornado, it's really good against decks like Burning Abyss, because they don't get to have their graveyard effects. And finally, 1 Fiendish. So that's the main deck. I don't have a side deck for this deck because I've never found that I needed one. Whenever I've made a side deck, I've never gone into it. I feel like that this deck has everything you're going to need to play the game well. Same thing is kind of true with the extra deck. All the stuff that's in it is stuff that I found I need. You know, it'd be nice to fill it up with stuff with like Castels and such, but you really don't need those. But anyway, we've got the Draco Slayer, so 1 Ignister, 2 Dinoster, and 2 Magister. Yeah, those are good searches, and they get you your special summons. Ignister is also nice because it doesn't target, obviously. So then we have some generic other things. We've got 1 Dweller, 1 Direwolf, 1 Cowboy. Cowboy is nice to finish off the game with. The Abyss Dweller is obviously good against Burning Abyss, and Direwolf, I don't go into that much, but it does have its selective usefulness. And then finally, we have 1 Harpy's Pet Phantasmal Dragon. So the reason for this card is it comes in when you really need it. Now, you're going to need to use all 3 of your level 4 wins to summon it. That is your 2 Fox and your 1 Toad. So the situation you need to summon this card is really selective. But once you've got it out, you can basically do 6,000 damage for free. So it's pretty rare that you're able to summon it, but when you are, it's really good and it can really change a game for you. So anyway, yeah, that is this deck. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. Anyway, thank you.